far as the trade deadline stuff, so Rupper, you know this too. It's a very unique space. It's a very protected space. Being able to break this news is very difficult because there's so many different moving parts, right? You got agents, you got assistant GM, team president, hockey ops, some owners. I won't go too deep into my other sources, but there's so many of them that are out there. And we also have some great insiders that are out there doing their thing. They know who they are. Frank Saravalli, Pierre LeBrun, the OG Bob McKenzie, Darren Dreger. I can go on and on. Chris Johnson. There's some of them that just excel in that space. And for me, I just looked at it over the years that where possible, based on my relationships, I wanted to be able to break the odd story and the odd transaction where possible, which is something I've been doing for part of the last 5, maybe even longer than 5 years, because going back to when the networks is in Toronto. But over time, I've kind of refined it a little bit more and worked on it, tried to refine it and work on it. And I really wanted to add a dimension that was different to the greatness that all those people do, and add a dimension that really connected in a way that would resonate with the fan. Because you know how this is. We got so many freaking transaction in sports. Like, oh, he got traded. Hey, honey, what's going on? What do we have? Okay. Oh, they got traded. Hey, Annabelle. Oh, you got to go to ballet. Let's go. Like, it's just life happens, right? And people were so inundated with this stuff. So I wanted to find a way that could be a little creative, that could showcase more of my personality that Rupper was just talking about, that you probably don't get to see on TV that often, and do it in a way where I can break news and kind of tie all those things together.
Well, Weeksy, we loved it. And I'm speaking collectively as the internet, because, hey, trades are supposed to be fun. Everyone's excited. It's like Christmas morning. Everyone wants to know what's going on. And I think you captured that dynamic perfectly. And the way you were able to illustrate that was amazing. I want to ask about the sources and whatnot. I won't ask you to reveal anything, obviously, but how does that go down? Are you actively fishing for that? Are you getting the information via text, or how does that work?
Both. I would say for those that are tuned in, you probably have some, some people in the intel community or the military community, or both. You just go through different sources, right? And for me, I was always a rink rat kid, right? I was always a rink rat kid, gym rat when I played ball, but always a rink rat kid my whole time growing up. So I was never the cat that would, like, our team would play or practice and I wanted to leave. If guys were leaving right after, we used to clown them. We call them early birds. You're an early bird. Where are you going? It's like 8 o'clock. Yeah. Like, where are you going to go? I'm going to go watch Knight Rider. I'm going to go watch Miami Vice. Who cares?
We know
everything's happening here in this rink right now. Like,
bankers hours.
You know what I mean? Like, right? Exactly.
Yep.
The Kiwi team's playing. The Bantam team's playing. The midget team's playing. I want to watch all those goalies. I want to see. So I kind of came by that naturally where that's concerned. And also, too, like, based on my personality, I'll talk to anybody in the rinks, be it the Zamboni driver, be it, like, I'll give you one thing now that a lot of the fans that are tuning in. There's a rink back home, St. Mike's Arena, like world famous arena, world famous program, right? Shout out to St. Mike's. Started my house league hockey there and played Tier 2 junior before going up to the OHL there for the Buzzers. Iconic club, iconic building. Shout out to the Zamboni driver there, Rob, who was there when I started playing house league in 1979. Who's still there now.
Wow.
What a run.
Right? So I'm going to tell you, I remember one day I was talking to him, because I always like to reminisce and go back to my spots to keep it real and keep my head right and remember where we've come from and the journey my family and I have been on and that we're on. And I remember going there one day, I'm like, Rob, this, that, and the other. Like, you still do the ice. Like, it was just, man, nothing's changed. Robert is like, we see. Everybody talks to me. And I'm like, really? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, everybody talks to me. He's like, I had all the OHL scouts talking to me, all the U.S. major college scouts talking to me, all the NHL scouts talk to me. They've been talking to me for years. I'm like, what? He's like, yep. He goes, you'd be surprised. A lot of the smart teams, the NHL scouts, will come up to me like, how is this guy? You know, how was Eric? How was the Big E when he was here? Like Lindros. Like, how was he when he was here? How was he? How was he? Like, good kid, good in the ring, good. Like, so from there, that kind of clicked with me as a youngster, and then hearing that again as an adult. So I was like, I'll get information from any and every source as long as it's trusted and credible.